I'm Matt, this is John, and we're here from Straight Shooter Reviews. Today we have the Ruger LCR chambered in .22 long rifle. Just recently we did a video about the LCR chambered in .38. Not huge fans of that gun overall. I think our general consensus was at best. So I'm interested to see what the differences are and how much we like the .22 long rifle. What are your thoughts?
I think it's a good follow-up on the .38. It's a pretty cool gun. I like it. It's in .22. I've actually been wanting to get an LCR in .22 for a while. I don't know if I mentioned that in the last video or not. Differences between the 30, the other one we had is obviously this one's in .22. The sights, we'll get a shot of that. The sight that comes with it, this is a stock sight. It's very different. The other one had the, I think it's the XS, or it's a Trigicon big dot sight.
Right.
And that was great.
Yeah, big dot grabbed your eye a lot more than these steel ramp sights.
I mean, this is just, you know, they call the gutter sights, and I mean, you can shoot it. It's like the 642, but that was one of the things that I really liked about the other LCR was the sight on it.
That's true. The other thing we both really liked was the trigger pull on that gun.
Yeah.
Trigger pull on this gun feels pretty similar. It's a little heavier.
Yeah.
It's a little heavier, but it's definitely a smooth action.
It breaks pretty much the same, but yeah, for any rimfire, really, just to have reliable ignition of that, the rimfire primer is going to be a little heavier. That's pretty much the same across any line of guns.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, the gun is essentially the same size, fits in my hand exactly the same. I don't think there's any discernible differences about the size or the weight, do you?
No, not really.
I mean, it's actually kind of like you were saying in the 617 video we did recently, that just because the gun's a .22 long rifle, there's really no sacrifices made as compared to the .38.
Right, it's, you know, the exact, yeah, that's a very good point. It's the exact same gun, except it's in .22, so it's not, you know, I'm sure there's people go in there and, oh, it's a .22, so why isn't it cheaper? And, you know, it's just not the way it works.
Yeah, probably that same voice, too.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Well, so I've actually picked this gun up, as I mentioned, the other LCR video, for my mom's concealed carry purposes. So we figured after that video and the way that thing kicked, it really wasn't going to work for us, so we decided on a .22. This will probably be a lot more forgiving and easier to shoot. And I feel like 8 rounds of .22 long rifle might not be ideal, but if you can get quick, consistent shots on target, that's what you need, right?
Yeah, .22 is definitely not, it's not ideal, but it's definitely adequate. I mean, there's millions of people who can kill with .22. I think 8 rounds will definitely kill you good.
Yeah, if you ever stare down the barrel of a .22, it's plenty big enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Anything to add before we put the plates up?
No, not really. I'm excited to shoot it. Alright, so we just finished shooting the LCR 22. I think it's a great little shooter. I think it's fun. I'm kind of biased, so I love anything in 22. I think it's just fun, cheap to shoot.
That's true.
What do you think, Matt?
Well, like you said, you're a little biased to the 22 because you shoot so frequently, and I don't. I mean, I don't own any guns, you know, besides a Savage rifle chambered in 22. I don't have any handguns chambered in 22. This is my first one ever. And it's definitely fun to shoot. It's a ton of fun to shoot. I had a blast letting these rounds fly. But I think for the purposes that it's going to be serving, I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be easy to conceal, easy to use. I mean, we didn't have any, you know, it's a revolver, so reliability issues are none.
Right.
And it's fast, and there's no recoil. I mean, we had some couple clips of us really blasting off 8 rounds as fast as we could, and I don't think any of us had any issues. Right. I mean, as far as accuracy goes, what do you think?
I don't think it's any more accurate itself than the 38, but I think it's easier to be accurate with, you know, just because it might be subconscious, but just the fact that it's a 22, you're not anticipating the recoil.
Right, no flinch.
Especially for an inexperienced shooter, they definitely be able to shoot it a little better.
Well, I think a lot of people, especially when they're inexperienced, are so used to seeing, you know, movies and whatnot where guys are shooting handguns like this because there's so much recoil. So they kind of anticipate that with a 22, since that's really non-existent. It's a much better gun to learn on because you don't learn to flinch.
Absolutely. That's a very good point. Another thing, when we've touched on this in previous videos too, if it's fun to shoot and cheap to shoot and easy to shoot, you're going to want to practice, or, you know, your mom hopefully will want to practice more with it. she won't be afraid to practice with it at least.
Right.
And so the more you practice, the better you're going to be with it, which is the ultimate goal. Really.
Yeah, I mean, the more confident you are in your abilities and your gun, the much more well prepared you are. So I think, especially for someone that's inexperienced with a shooter, like my mother, or anyone, of course, for that matter, a 22 is not a bad place to start. And there's probably gonna be some people who are gonna see this video and go, "Oh, 22, Well, what about my 45?" And that's well and good and all, but different calibers for different people for different situations.
Absolutely.
And the 22, I think, fits the bill pretty well here. This gun has pretty much changed my perception on the LCR. I mean, I was just not a fan of the 38. I really wasn't. But the 22's been fun to shoot, easy to shoot, and I think it's going to serve its purpose really well.
Yeah, absolutely. The 38 LCR wasn't, just in comparison to the 642, I think that's what really made us, we weren't so big on it.
That's
but
true.
Yeah, this is great. The only thing if it were mine, that I would definitely change would be the only thing you really can change is the sight. And that's the other nice thing about, like, with my 642, I can't change the sight. It's just that gutter sight. But with this, just pop that pin out and you put it like a big dot sight or fiber optic, whatever it is.
Yeah, something that's easier to pick up would definitely be helpful. I hear you on that.
I think it really, it's already fine as it is, but that'd be awesome.
Right.
To do that.
Yeah, so I think our overall review on the LCR 22 is going to be, it's probably worth having. I mean, it's, besides the fact that it's just fun to plink with, most people wouldn't choose this as their carry option. I'm one of those people. I definitely wouldn't. But as far as fun to shoot goes, and fun to shoot for cheap.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And even if it's all I had to carry, I'd be more than comfortable with it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be
well, I'm pretty sold on the gun. Hopefully my mother likes it. I know it's not pink, but we're for the bill for it. So that's really all I have to say about it. Good gun. If you can get one for cheap, or if you're interested in this type of thing, absolutely. Yeah. I don't have any religion to this gun.
Me neither. I want one.
Yeah. I think we're going to leave it at that, guys. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.